Tyler Townsend here from Longview, Texas. 18-year-old Tyler. Tyler, there's been quite a year for you. Graduation, a lot of stuff going on.
Yes, sir. We've had graduation, then ran this series a week after graduation. Won the points championship in the Longhorn deal, so maybe we can get a couple wins in the end of this series.
I was going to say 2 feature wins in that Longhorn series. Man, that's got to be quite a deal there for you. I mean, there were some pretty good drivers and cars, it looked like, in that series.
Yeah, there really was, and then I mean, we had some tough luck first couple nights, but we kept going and made it through it.
Yeah. Understand you took a little time off for senior week. You did that, come back to racing, and then coming up here in a few weeks, you guys are going up to Minnesota.
Yes, sir. We went on a cruise, so now we're back to racing, and then Tuesday we'll head up to Minnesota.
Deer Creek for that big modified show up there?
Yes, sir.
What are you thinking, man? There going to be some big competition up there.
Yeah, there's already 300-something entries, so it's going to be a lot of luck, too, so maybe it'll work out.
Does this heat bother you guys any from Texas? I mean, for us, now this is pretty hot. But down there in Longview, I'm not exactly sure where it is, but you guys deal with this all the time, right?
Yeah, it's always this hot in the summer down there.
Yeah. So not going to be any problem for you tonight?
I hope not.
Yeah. Okay, we got some good boys here in Kansas City. I don't know if you've raced with any of them yet or not, but you got Dustin Boney, Chad Lyle. Looks like Tim Carrick's here, points champion here at several tracks in the area. Going to have plenty of competition. You had a chance to look at the track. What do you think of that?
The track looks really good. It looks really smooth. We hadn't raced with any of these guys, so we'll see how it goes.
Well, all I can say is strap her on, buckle that helmet in, because it's going to be a night of racing. I can tell you that. Once again, folks, here from Valley Speedway in Kansas City, Tyler Townsend from Longview, Texas. Tyler, thanks a lot.
Thank you.
Tim Setzer, former points champion here at Valley Speedway. Tim, man, we got a pit full of cars, it looks like.
Yeah, a lot of real good cars, real good from all over. I think there's a guy from Texarkana, and anyway, guys from all over.
I was just talking to Townsend down there. He's from Longview, Texas, a kid that's won 2 of the races in this series. But, man, it's going to be hot tonight.
Yeah, it's been hot the last couple of weeks. I don't think you really get used to it too much.
I was going to say, it won't be a factor tonight. Everybody's lived with it now for a while, so it's just another race night.
Yeah, just stay hydrated, I guess. Yeah.
I hear you on that. What about the track? Have you had a chance to go up and look at the track? You think it's going to be a dry slick or anything by race time?
Yeah, it's been dry slick the last few weeks. We've been running here locally, and it's I'm sure with this many cars and the heat, it'll be, I don't know, it may be for qualifying, it may be pretty tractioned up.
So we might see some good racing in the heat races, but might be a little rougher later on.
Well, even when it's dried out the last few weeks, it's been real wide. It hasn't been like locked on the bottom. Like, last week, early on, the low groove was the best groove, and then later in the race, the high groove got better.
That's one of them things as a driver you got to really watch out for. I don't know how you guys can tell it. You just see somebody up there going fast and you go up there too?
Yeah, the bad thing is if you're leading, you're kind of a sitting duck. You hate to do much searching if you're leading, but you just, you wait till you hear somebody, and then you sometimes it's too late to make a lane change.
Yeah. Okay, once again, former points champion here at Valley Speedway, Tim Setzer, and I got your name right for once. I did. Okay, Tim, thanks a lot.
Thank you.
Tim Carrick, man, your favorite haunts are underwater right now, but I see you're running down there to CMS and you're picking up a feature win down there.
Yeah, that worked out pretty good last week, but my wife's been giving us trouble about CMS, so she's like, if I have to hear one more time about how good your car is or you almost got him or this, she goes, I'm about ready to tell you guys to fly a kite. So, yeah, it sucks that Lakeside's deal is going on. I mean, it's kind of got me lost a little bit. We did this SMP deal the night before CMS. I really like that deal, really like the guys we're doing it with. So we'll see what we can do tonight. I mean, hopefully we have a little better luck we had last week.
Seems like a nice series. I'm pretty much from what I read on the website, Texas, Oklahoma, they race around there. But, man, they've come up in this area, and I think they hit a buzzsaw up here because Boney wins down at Humboldt. Bone wins down in Oklahoma, and Johnny Allen won the other one down there. So maybe we're going to show them what we got up here in KC.
Well, I hope so. I mean, there's a lot of guys here that I don't normally see around here, so I'm looking forward to it. We'll give them a whirl, see what happens. I'm not going to be racing this weekend because of Clint's golf tournament, so we're going to head down there on Saturday, maybe even Friday night, and see what we can do down there golfing instead of racing.
Yeah. Since I got you caught here, I'm going to ask you this question. I don't know if you guys have thrown this around yet, but if Lakeside would happen to be underwater later on, what about the Tom Carrick Memorial? Will there be another site, or will we pass it this year?
It will probably it'd be on standby for another year, kind of like the Jayhawk was a couple years. I mean, unfortunately, the Tom Carrick Memorial is brought up in Kansas City, Kansas, so I mean, a lot of the donors are in that area, so I mean, you really can't justify. I mean, it's like the Heartland program, the Heartland Thunder program. When there's no racing, nobody's out there to see it, and you're not out there to benefit from everything. So, unfortunately, that's what is going on with the Tom Carrick Memorial this year. So we'll see what happens. I mean, the future. So.
Yeah. Okay, it's a shame to hear that, but I can certainly understand the reasons. But what about tonight? You raced here at Valley before?
4 laps, I think I got in, probably back 2004. So I think it's changed a little bit. I'm not real sure. So that didn't. I mean, if the car's good, we'll be fine. If not, then it will be like Clinton. We'll chase it all night. So ends up Humboldt. We ran like a total of 4 laps down there before we raced last week. So we'll just go out there and get our experience as we're racing.
I was going to say, man, I think that's when it's fun. I love going to different tracks, racing with different people. Plus, you know, you can learn stuff, too. I mean,
actually, I agree with you there. I attribute the win last Saturday night to going down to Humboldt and figuring out what we want, what we think the car needs. So we did that and roll with it on Saturday night and learn a little more about our car. And that's why Kelly and Jason Hughes and them guys that run that series, that's why they're so good, because they race 7 nights a week. So, you know, unfortunately, I got to work for a living, so it's part of it. So we'll see what happens after that. So,
okay, Tim Carrick, multi-time champion at I don't know how many different tracks, but a couple anyway. Tim, have fun.
Thank you very much. I appreciate it. Thank you.
Thanks, Kyle Smith from Farmington, Arkansas. Kyle, you run with this MPS bunch, SMP group all the time.
This is the first year right now. Right now, this is the 4th race out of 7, and we're currently 2nd in points. So trailing 15 behind Johnny Bone Jr. right now. So we'll see what we can do in the next 3 races.
So you're sitting in 2nd?
Yes, right now 2nd in points.
Man, you must have been finishing pretty good then here along in this deal.
Yeah, decent. The first night hurt us the most. Finishing, our motor got hot and we had to pull off and settle for 20th. But other than that, we've had top 5s. So.
Boy, now that's what I call consistent. Anytime you can run in the top 5, man, that's a good run.
Yeah.
Got a new track here you've never been to before tonight. What's a driver do? Are you kind of just watch what other guys are doing and try to pick up where the fast line is?
Yeah, that's what I'll send my dad out to do. He'll go and watch the track, see where everyone's running, especially for time trials. You know, I have no idea where the track's at around here. So he'll go and tell me where it is that the fast lane is. That way I at least have an idea and don't go out there just blank, you know. So
okay, you kind of go with a neutral setup on the car then, or something else?
Yeah, that's what we do. Just a neutral setup. We'll see where everyone's running the track at, and we'll run it. Hot laps. We basically judge it off hot laps first, just see how it is. We'll make 1 or 2 adjustments. We'll do the time trials, see how it is. We'll normally just leave it alone. Run a heat race, see how it does, and then from there we go on. Started making more adjustments.
Okay. Whereabouts in Arkansas would you normally run if you weren't running with these guys?
If I wasn't running with these guys, normally we'll go up to West Siloam Speedway, which actually just closed, unfortunately. And then also in the Muskogee area, Thunderbird and Outlaw Motor Speedway. So.
Okay, once again, Kyle
Schmidt
from Farmington. I was going to call you Kyle Farmington. Kyle Schmidt from Farmington, Arkansas. Man, have some fun out there.
Oh, I will. We'll have fun and make Joplin proud for us, you know. So.
That's a good deal. What are you just taking donations for Joplin?
Yes, all we're doing this SMP deal is we teamed up with Bass Pro, and they're helping support us, and we're going to all these tracks with donation bottles and making announcements. Basically trying to help the town out. You know, not much has been done, and we're really, anything helps. You know, even if it's just a couple grand. You know, it's still worth it. You know,
just a couple grand.
Couple of grand. You know, I mean,
anything will work.
Anything will work. You know.
Okay, let me ask you this. I kind of put you on the spot. What if somebody wanted to send a donation? Where would there be some place they could do that?
Yeah, they could actually send it right to the Hope, Joplin, Missouri. There's a relief program there in Joplin, Missouri that they could actually send it to.
Okay.
So, and you'd have to look online for the address there.
Okay. Once again, Kyle Smith. Have fun, guys.
Thank you. Appreciate it.
Johnny Allen, Chanute, Kansas. Johnny, you won one of these already with these guys. Pretty competitive group.
Yeah, it's a real competitive group, and they got a good bunch of cars here tonight. Should be real fun.
I was going to say, we've got a pretty good combination of a lot of Lakeside CMS and a few guys from the SMP. I'm never sure I can remember that.
Yeah, it's a good mix of cars.
Heat going to be bad tonight. I know the sun's gone down, and I'm even able to stand it a little better than I was earlier, but I'm not in a race car either. I know these suits, good for 120, 30 degrees? Oh, yeah. If it keeps that out, how much does it keep in?
Oh, it's pretty hot out, but there ain't nobody making us do it. We choose to do it, and we'll just stay hydrated and try to be there at the end.
Yeah. Now, you've been out, I think you guys ran hot laps, if I remember right, a little gooey yet.
Yeah, it was a little slimy. That's our first time here, but I think we're pretty good off the track. We should be okay.
Okay, one-time winner already this year with SMP, Johnny Allen from Chanute. Johnny, have some fun, man. We're looking forward to it.
All right, thank you.
Dustin Boney. Dustin, you've already won one of these down in Humboldt last Friday, of which I went to a sprint car race, so I missed it. But, man, way to go.
Yeah, we got down there, and like I believe we did tonight, we timed in quickest in our group. We were second overall, which put us starting from outside. Had an excellent racetrack to race on, top to bottom, and I just kind of rolled the top, and which is kind of where I prefer to run anyway. And it worked out in our favor, and we was able to get the lead away from Terry Beckham early in the race and go ahead and go on lead the last 28 laps and win the race.
I'm going to stick my neck out here a little bit because these kind of comments always get criticism. But, I think you're probably one of the best racers we've got here in the area. And what amazes me is how you can kick it up a notch when it comes to these races like running with USMTS or this SMP group and pull out a win.
I always have prided myself on going out and racing with competition. A lot of guys, they just stick around the same local racetrack Friday and Saturday nights, and when you go out and you race against a bunch of competition, you're used to it. So when the big boys come in, it doesn't bother me at all. It really frustrates or kind of gets everybody's minds out of their realm, and when the big boys roll in, I enjoy it. I just assume race with the best every night, and if we could afford it, we'd go race these deals, USMTS all the time. But we're on a limited budget compared to what those guys are on, so we do the best what we've got, and we've got really good equipment. So it's just another night of racing for me.
Yeah. I think about this team too, and it's kind of a championship team. I mean, your wife was a champion at I-70. Billy Deckman, I don't know how many championships he won around the area, but I don't think you've pulled down a track championship yet, but that's not what you're wanting.
Never have. It's just not something that I've ever set out to do. I don't like racing one racetrack. It gets you stuck in a rut, especially when you're dirt racing. You get used to running the same racetrack, and you quit changing things on your race car and chasing your chassis, and it goes back to when you run against the same competition, you only run against up to the level of the competition you run against. And when we show up tonight, and the rest of the week we're going to follow the SMP deal, and then go up next week and run the Deer Creek 20,000 win race. We'll have to be on top of our game every single night, and that's what I like. I'm going out there for one thing, and that's to win, and I'm just a hard-nosed racer. So
I know you're serious about this because you came down here last Friday and ran the regular race program down here and won that. So I know you're serious about doing it. So like you say, get out there and do it.
Yeah, I've kind of been wanting to come down here, all year, and the racetrack at Warrensburg, it hasn't been racy. I don't know what they're doing, but I wanted to come here. We came here on Saturday night. Excellent racetrack to race on. You could not ask for a better racetrack, and it was nice to come and be where you're appreciated to come race and have a good racetrack to race on at the same time.
Well, folks, one of the favorites tonight, better keep an eye on the black 22, although we've got OBB over there, but his is green or something, I think. But keep an eye on this black 22 because he's going to be one of the guys up front because you're going to be starting up there, right?
I believe we were third overall, so we should start second row inside.
Well, thanks a lot, Dustin. Appreciate it.
Thank you, Mike.
Okay, we are here at Valley Speedway on a Wednesday night, and we have got the CompCams SMP Modified Series, also sponsored by Racing Head Services, and they are here on the Longhorn Speed Weeks. Got Sam on the mic, Stickland here with myself, Mike Kraft, and we're going to try and do a little commentary on this race. Sam, I think these boys from down south have kind of been encountering a little buzzsaw up here. We had 3 local guys, I think, have won the last 3 races.
And looking over the field tonight here, Mike, I mean, I think Dennis is going to be paying a lot of bonus money out tonight, but good on him tonight. They have a great crowd here tonight at Valley Speedway. Track's holding up well for as hot as it's been. Mark Evinger, I talked to Mark earlier. He did a great job on the track tonight for this race, and it's going to be a good one. We got 22 cars going to go for 30 big laps here at the SMP First Annual ComCams at Valley Speedway Appearance. On the pole, Jim Moody in the 00, a local. To his outside, Matt Dotson in the 88D. Second row on the inside, Dustin Boney, won here last Saturday night. To his outside, a track champion here and many-time feature race winner at Valley Speedway, Tim Setzer. Third row on the inside will be Austin Siebert. To his outside, Chad Lyle. Fourth row on the inside, Schmidt. He's one of the touring guys in the number 10 car. To his outside, right down the road, Shad Batter in the 73B. Kurt Racker's all the way over from Holt Summit, Missouri. Fifth row on the inside, to his outside, Tyler Townsend, another touring guy. Sixth row on the inside, Rocket Man Rick Beebe in the 22B. To his outside, Jason Bodie Bodenhammer in the 34A. Seventh row inside will be Johnny Allen out of Chinook, Kansas. To his outside, Terry Schultz in the 90 out of Sedalia, Missouri. Eighth row on the inside, Nathan Mays in the 15. To his outside, another local, Kyle Westerhold, right here at Valley Speedway, another Valley Speedway local in the 86. Johnny Fenewald out of Appleton City, Missouri, in ninth row on the inside. To his outside, Cody Agler in the 77. And then comes Tim Carrick in the 1K. To his outside, the defending SMP ComCams champion, it's Alan Chickering in the 26. Provisionals tonight going to Rex Winkle in the 23 and Scotty Martin, a local favorite right here from Valley Speedway in the number 75.
As you said, it looks like the track is in great condition. We've seen some good racing through the heat races and the B mains. What's your perception of this qualifying that they go through?
Well, I'm originally from the St. Louis area where qualifying is huge. I love qualifying. I would love to see tracks around here qualify more, at least their what we would call their premier divisions. I love the qualifying. It's done even better when they do it 2x2 style. You can even do group qualifying, which is kind of what they did here tonight, but they did it 2x2s in their heat race groups. I love it.
Once again, local guys have been showing real well with this series. Boney wins at Humboldt. I'm sorry, that's not correct. Yeah, Boney wins at Humboldt. Johnny Bone Jr. won in Oklahoma, and so did Johnny Allen. But local guys have really shown what kind of racers we've got around here.
Exactly, and like I said, great job by Dennis and all the crew here at Valley Speedway tonight. Dennis putting up that bonus money, an extra $500 if a local wins it, $100 to make the top 10, I think $50 extra just to make the field. Dennis is paying out a lot of bonus money here tonight. Hopefully he's got a good sponsor.
You know, one of the good things about this series is it opens it up for local guys. It's not quite like the USMTS where you've got to have some special item or motor or whatever.
Exactly.
This series here, local guys can run with them.
And they are running with them, as you can clearly see throughout this field here tonight. It's a who's who of greater Kansas City metro area modified drivers here tonight at Valley.
To me, it kind of reminds me of a Lakeside versus CMS with some guys from out of state thrown in there.
Exactly. You got some Topeka guys out here from the Kansas area as well. It's going to be a great one. Here they
yours.
come off of 4. Watch your cars, watch your flagman. We're underway. Jim Moody and Tim Setzer lead them down into turn number 1. Moody down on the low side, floats it up right in front of Setzer. Now Setzer down to the inside, charges. Here comes Dustin Boney, who will lead lap number 1. A little contact between the 00 and the 22. Tim Setzer leads lap number 1. Dustin Boney, Jim Moody right there. Chad Lyle up into that 4 spot with Shad Batter tagging along right there inside the top 5. Tim Setzer now with about an 8 car length advantage already. 1 lap on the books coming around for lap number 2. Tim Setzer is your leader. Dustin Boney second. Jim Moody, Chad Lyle, Shad Batter, Austin Siebert, Schmidt inside the top 7 already. Obviously running strong in that number 51 machine. Boney diamonds the corner, nearly costs Moody. Now Moody has to back out of the throttle. Car's getting jumbled up. Now Austin Siebert goes around after contact with the 00. Schmidt involved. Jason Bodenhammer also involved. Austin Siebert, Terry Schultz involved. big melee up here in turns 1 and 2. That all started down here actually in 3 and 4 on that previous lap. Dustin Boney looked like he tried to maneuver the corner just a little bit differently. Jim Moody has to back out of the throttle. The cars get bunched up, bundled up down the front straightaway. Austin Siebert, Jim Moody get together, and we're under our first caution, Mike.
Man, all I can say is a tremendous amount of racing action going on there during that sequence. And boy, back in the field, 3 wide, just some tremendous racing to watch here at Valley Speedway on a Wednesday night.
And, you know, pushing that time curfew here, 11 o'clock curfew, so we'll have to keep an eye on the clock here. The Valley Speedway crew doing a great job getting everybody back underway. Unfortunately for Moody, Schultz, Siebert, Bodenhammer, some of those cars involved, they'll have to go to the tail on this restart with a couple laps in. Still got 28 or so laps to go here, Mike. It's early on, but Tim Setzer's looking awfully strong.
Looking really good. I mean, it kind of shows why he was points champion in 2009. He races this track all the time, knows it like the back of his hand, so you know Tim's going to be up there, going to be hard to beat. They're going to be taking a little while to line them up. We're going to take a little break. We'll be right back. Okay, they've got them lined up. We're about ready to go back to green.
Once again, looking for that green flag. Oh, looks like they're going to wave it off here, Mike. Wait one more time around before we get this thing back underway with just a couple laps in.
Looks like Schmidt, one of the regulars, and a guy right behind him, the 12, Townsend, I think it is.
Yes, those are your top touring guys right now so far in the lineup.
One thing I meant to point out earlier, too, was Johnny Bone Jr. is leading the points in this series right now, but with him not being present here tonight, why, that's going to kind of open the door, and I believe the number 10 is his second in the points for this Longhorn series.
Right, Kyle Schmidt is in the number 10 here tonight, one of the SMP touring guys, so trying to represent here well on those SMP guys against a tough field of locals. One more time around, we'll get this thing back underway.
On their website earlier today, I was noticing that it looks like this series, I don't know if it was the Longhorn series or not, but it actually started in Tennessee and Kentucky, and then last year moved to Texas and Oklahoma. And my understanding with talking with some of the people in the pit area, they want to continue to move this on north if they can.
Well, they're certainly starting out good here tonight. A great crowd on hand, a strong field of cars here tonight as well. All right, getting ready for that restart. Tim Setzer takes the green once again. Here we go. Look at Chad Lyle now. Lyle out of Oak Grove, Missouri, up on that high side in the 96, and he's got a good run. He'll run side by side with Dustin Boney down the back straightaway. Now Kyle Schmidt up to 4th. Shad Better slips back to 5th. Tim Setzer still your leader. Cars side by side, deep in the field, battle for position. Good battles back here from about 11th, 12th, 13th on back. Kurt Racker's back there. Johnny Fenewald, Tim Carrick, all battling for spots. Johnny Allen trying to come up as Setzer continues to lead. Look at Dustin Boney way up on that high side. Boney using up that high side just like he did here last Saturday night to go on and take that main event win. Chad Lyle now closing in on Setzer for the lead. Watch him off of 4. Lyle way down on the low side, right behind Setzer. Dustin Boney up on that high side. Shad Batter trying the high side. Back in the field, now Batter makes his way to 4th. Nathan Mays up here to 5th. Look, battle for the lead. Here comes Lyle. Chad Lyle side by side with Tim Setzer. Lap number 5 in the books, 25 to go. We have a new leader. Chad Lyle out of Oak Grove, Missouri. Oh, Boney and Setzer tangle down the back chute, and Boney has problems with the flat left front tire. Looks like the yellow flag will fly. Yellow flag out for Dustin Boney in the 22. Left front flat tire on the 22 Deuces Wild of Dustin Boney as he and Tim Setzer made contact down the back straightaway. Setzer able to hang on to it, but Chad Lyle, Mike, has now made his way to the front.
And what a move he made down there going into 1 and 2 on the low side under Setzer. Definitely got that car to stick.
Dustin Boney obviously not happy with Tim Setzer there, Mike, as he makes his way back to the pit area. He will be able to attempt to change that tire. He'll look for his crew now during the hot pit area there off of corner number 2 here at Valley Speedway. Dustin Boney will have a long way to go to come back through the field if he wants a challenge for this win here tonight and make it 2 in a row. Again, he was a feature winner here last Saturday night at Valley Speedway.
It looks like the yellow flag is going to negate the pass that Chad Lyle made on Tim Setzer, so we're going to go back, I guess, to the last green flag.
Last completed lap. I call that a reprieve, Mike. He gets a little bit of a reprieve here. But I'll tell you what, I didn't think anybody could go any lower than what Setzer was going, and Chad Lyle made that move here off of corner number 4 on that restart. Next time around, underneath him, gets around him, but we got to go back to the last completed lap. So Setzer back out front now.
I'm not sure what the pit rule is on this series. Does he get 2 laps or?
More than likely, probably a 2-lap caution period. So we'll look for Boney to pop back over the top here. He's going to have to hurry, though, as the cars are now making their way down into corners 1 and 2 on this yellow flag slowdown period.
Purely as a spectator.
I see him coming. It looks like Boney is going to make his way back out. He'll rejoin the field.
And as a fan, I shouldn't do this, but I think I have to stand with Setzer on that because I'm not sure he knew Boney was there.
Probably just ran out at one of those cases. They call it just a racing incident, ran out of room. One guy got the worst end of it, one guy got the best end of it.
Yeah, there you go. We'll leave it at that.
Yes, sir. I'll tell you what, Shad Batter now up to that 3rd spot out of Blue Springs, Missouri. Driver for just down the road from here, looking good here tonight in that 73B.
So far, what an excellent show. The racing has been wonderful, the only way I can explain it.
A hot day and a hot night of racing here. The temperature's pretty comfortable now. Getting into this event, about 5 laps into it, I'm guessing. Looking for that restart. Here we go. Chad Batter with an excellent restart that time. Now Batter's going to take to the high side. Lyle again down to that low side. Tim Setzer out front. Nathan Mays, I'll tell you what, this guy's running strong in that 15. And Schmidt running good up there as well in that 5th spot. Here comes Shad Batter to the outside. We have a new leader that time by. Shad Batter takes the lead. Look at him, 3 wide for the lead. Batter, Setzer, Lyle, Nathan Mays up there. Schmidt 5th. Kurt Rocker's up to 6th. Great racing here at Valley. Batter your leader. Chad Lyle right there in that 3rd spot, just behind Setzer. Lyle again to the extreme low side. Nathan Mays hangs on to 4th. Schmidt hanging on to 5th. Kurt Rocker's trying to make his way up to 6th. Batter, Setzer, Lyle, your top 3. Behind them, Mays, Schmidt, Rackers. Townsend now one of the touring guys in the 12 car. Just behind him, Johnny Finnewald in the 21, Bodenhammer and Dotson. Those cars inside your top 10. Shad Batter now with about an 8-car length advantage on Setzer and Lyle as they continue to battle for that 2nd spot. Laps continuing to click off here at Valley Speedway. Things starting to sort out a little bit now. Dustin Boney trying to slice and dice his way back up to the front. He's mired deep in traffic, though, way back. Dustin Boney currently running in that 17th spot as Lyle and Setzer continue to go at it. And Shad Batter all the while loving this as those 2 drivers battle side by side for that 2nd spot. This keeps Batter out front with a comfortable lead. Nathan Mays still 4th, Schmidt 5th, Johnny Finnewald now 6th, Rockers 7th, Townsend 8th, Bodenhammer 9th, Dotson 10th. The front 3 now pulling away from the rest of the field. 4th, 5th, settled in nicely. Johnny Finnewald, Kurt Rackers, Townsend, Bodenhammer, Dotson, Johnny Allen just outside the top 10 in that 11th spot as laps continue to wind down here, clicking them off quickly at Valley Speedway here tonight. Best battle on the track, Kurt Rackers, Townsend, Bodenhammer. Now we got a spinner down here, and the yellow flag will fly. Rick Beebe involved, as well as Kyle Westerholt. Looks like at that 86. Caution out once again. caution flag flies. Rick Beebe able to refire that number 22B machine. He's had a tough night here.
It looks like Shad Batter has brought back old memories. Because, man, he is flying around here.
Shad has quite a few laps here at Valley Speedway. Of course, a former feature winner here as well. Austin Siebert now taking that number 16 Kenny's Tile machine off the Speedway. He pulled off about 2 laps before with problems. Not quite sure what happened on the 16. Brought problems for him. Westerhold able to refile that 86 as well. So the 86 and the 22B, 16 laps into it, 14 laps to go.
Man, I feel like I've already seen 25.
Exactly. A barn burner race going on here with Shad Batter at front. Tim Setzer and Chad Lyle having a whale of a battle for that second spot. Nathan Mays, I tell you what, this guy come out of nowhere here tonight. Currently holding on to that 4th spot. Schmidt, one of the touring guys there, in the 5th position. Johnny Fennewald is 6th. Kurt Rocker 7th. Townsend in 8th, another touring guy. Jason Bodenhammer 9th. Matt Dotson 10th. And Johnny Allen just outside the top 10 in that 11th spot.
I was going to say, Johnny has come up quite a ways, hasn't he? He started back in the field, I think, quite a ways.
Actually, Johnny Allen started 13th, so not really gaining as many spots as you would think. Johnny Allen in that number 98 machine. So we'll keep an eye on him, see if this caution flag will help him out. Of course, the field going to realign here. Delaware double file restart style with your leader out front, 2 abreast behind him.
They're going to take just a minute here to get them lined up, but once again, we're going to catch our breath. We'll be back in just a minute. Getting ready to turn them loose again here.
All right, 16 down, 14 to go. Here we go. Shad Batter leads it to the green. Once again, we're back underway. And Setzer and Lyle resume their battle for that second spot. Nathan Mays wants to get up there early. Now Schmidt on that high side trying to hold back the 22 of Kurt Rockers. Now Bodenhammer and Fennewald collide down the back straightaway. Keep an eye on that 21 and 34. Bodenhammer has slowed just a little bit, but it looks like he is okay and will continue on as Shad Batter now leads Chad Lyle. Nathan Mays up to that 3rd spot. Setzer now back to 4th. Deep in the field, there's still 3 wide, Mike, for these positions. Everybody trying to move up as Batter, Lyle, Mays, Setzer, Schmidt, Fennewald, Rockers, Townsend, Allen, Bodenhammer, and Dustin Boney now inside the top 10. I'll tell you what, look at the 15 of Nathan Mays. Again, the sleeper here tonight, coming on strong in that 2nd spot. Lyle 3rd, Setzer 4th, Schmidt 5th, Fennewald 6th, Rocker 7th, Townsend 8th. Bodenhammer hangs on to 9th, Johnny Allen 10th. Dustin Boney in that 11th spot trying to fight his way back up through the field. Cody Agler, Tim Carrick, Matt Dotson, Rick Beebe, and Terry Schultz also outside of the top 10 trying to make their way to the front. Nathan Mays, I'll tell you what, he's doing a great job up to that 2nd spot. Lyle's car seems to be going away a little bit here. Now we got a spinner, Cody Agler, Tim Carrick, Terry Schultz. Schultz into the fence over there off of corner number 2. Agler, Carrick, and Schultz. Looks like Rick Beebe involved once again in another caution flag here, Mike. It's been a tough night for the Rocket Man, Rick Beebe, out of Shawnee, Kansas.
As you were saying earlier, they're running 3 wide still back in the pack. So much racing going on. And, of course, the track is starting to slick off even more than what it was earlier before we even started. Nobody's giving an inch.
Absolutely. The track might be throwing them a little bit of a curveball here as they try to figure it out as laps continue to get on here. Hot temperatures out here. Track's changing quickly. I'll tell you what, Lyle's car looked like it had been going away a little bit, but on this restart, you just never know. Them tires might be glazed over. They'll try to cool them down a little bit on these caution period laps. We'll see what happens. Nathan Mays, I'll tell you what, this guy's doing a great job in that number 15 running 2nd here tonight.
He certainly has. He has slowly but surely, with a lot of patience, worked his way up through that field, up to that 2nd spot, and is just holding on to that bottom side and making it work. Slowly, he's inching up to Batter, but whether he can get around him or not will be another story.
I'll tell you what, don't look now, but it looks like Dustin Boney has made his way, looks like almost back inside the top 10. We'll have a look here. Shad Batter, your leader, Mays in second, Chad Lyle's third, Tim Setzer fourth, Schmidt fifth, Johnny Finnewald in sixth, Kurt Rackers is seventh. We'll see if Carrick restarts in eighth or not. Townsend, a touring guy, in ninth, Jason Bodenhammer in the 34A, Johnny Allen and Dustin Boney, looks like inside the top 12 now.
Once again, it looks like they're going to take a minute to line them up. We'll be back in just a little bit. Well, here we go once more out of turn number 4.
All right, Shad Batter, Nathan Mays, that driver out of Arkansas, made his way to second. We'll see if he can get to the front, or will Batter have enough here tonight? Here comes Mays down low. Shad Batter up on that high side, gets a good bite. Chad Lyle as well now. Lyle and Mays side by side for second. Tim Setzer trying to hold back for fourth spot. He'll lose that spot to Schmidt. Here comes Kurt Rackers now. Kurt Rackers out of Holt Summit, Missouri, coming alive in that number 22 machine. Johnny Finnewald, Jason Bodenhammer trying to get in the mix as well. It's a two-car breakaway up front. Third and fourth side by side. Batter, your leader. Oh no, Jason Bodenhammer goes around in that 34A. The caution out once again. Bodie in trouble, had some left front damage on that car after that earlier contact with Johnny Finnewald down the back straightaway. That could have led to his problems right here, Mike.
Once again, nobody giving an inch. Finnewald and Bodenhammer both coming out of turn 4. I mean, you couldn't have got a piece of paper between the two of them, so you know it was close racing. Close racing indeed, and now Bodenhammer takes that 34A. Looks like he's heading on back to the pits. His night may be done here tonight at Valley Speedway. Tough break for the 34A. Vic Austin, number 34A, driven by Jason Bodenhammer. Like you said, $2,000 on the line here tonight. Man, I'd be racing hard myself.
You know Shad Batter's racing hard. $1,500 to win, of course, a $500 bonus if a local driver, and Shad Batter is certainly a local driver.
I think we're going to go one more lap. He doesn't have the yellow light out quick right now, so we'll...
Nathan Mays, one of those touring drivers, Mike, wanting to bring home the win here tonight. He's second. Now Schmidt up to third, so two touring guys knocking on the door. Shad Batter may have his hands full here. Chad Lyle slips back to fourth with Setzer fifth, Kurt Rackers sixth, Johnny Finnewald right there in seventh. Dustin Boney has made his way back to eighth.
This really makes it interesting, having that mix of drivers and cars like that.
Absolutely, and here we go once again, green flag in the air. A local and two touring guys going at it for the big win here tonight in the SMP Comp Cams Valley Speedway main event. Shad Batter is your leader. Now problems down the back straightaway with Alan Chickering. He gets it straightened out, and we stay green. Here comes Nathan Mays now in that 15. Mays down on the low side. Will he make it stick, or will Batter find his way back around on the high side? Nathan Mays out of Arkansas could be your new leader at the line. Shad Batter hold it strong on the high side to the line. Woo! That's a close one to call. Shad Batter, Cody Agler, problems back here in the back, and the caution flag is going to fly again. That one for Cody Agler, and the number 77 got up and over the berm in corner number 3.
I think Shad Batter may have to adjust his line. It almost looks like the top part of the track is going away. And like you say, Mays on the bottom there has really found some moisture down there. I mean, if you can look right down here through 3 and 4 and see that it's not as slick as it is on the rest of the park, and the rest of the track. So that's exactly where he's running, is down there in that moisture.
And he's got that great forward bite coming, exiting the turns is what we call it. And I'll tell you what, lately here in the local Kansas City Metro, if you have that forward bite exiting the turns, you got it going on.
Especially on a short track like this, may be more important than ever, because such short straightaways, you're going to need that power to get off there to get down that straightaway and get into the next turn.
Yep, and Nathan Mays will be your leader. It looks like the SMP officials have put him out front. 25 laps down, just 5 laps to go here, Mike.
I think they're going to take a minute, and we will too. We'll be right back. Well, Sam, the guy come up from 15th starting spot up to the front. What a run for Mays.
From 15th to 1st with 5 to go, Mike. Can he hang on to it or will Batter get back around? We're going to find out in 5 short laps. Here we go. Nathan Mays with an outstanding start. Now Chad Batter will be left to do battle for second with Schmidt. Tim Setzer, Chad Lyle still inside the top 5. They're running 4th and 5th as Nathan Mays will lead it. Another lap in the books as we continue to click them off here late in the event at Valley Speedway. Townsend, another one of the touring guys from SMP in that 12 machine, has now made his way inside the top 6. He's going to challenge Setzer for that 5th spot as Nathan Mays continues to lead. 3 laps to go. Schmidt in that 2nd spot, Batter 3rd, Lyle 4th, Townsend 5th, Setzer 6th, Kurt Racker 7th, Johnny Finderwald 8th, Dustin Boney now down on that low side inside the top 9. Just a couple more laps to go for the number 15 as the yellow flag flies. Once again, yellow flag is out. This time again for that 77 of Cody Agler, Mike.
Man, what racing. I mean, there's almost a challenge for every spot on the track except for the lead. First, second, and third kind of seem to be holding her on, but Chad Lyle battling with the 12 there of Townsend for 4th spot. Fenewald and Setzer battling for 6th and 7th. Races all over the track.
These guys fighting for every position they can get, especially those local guys wanting to get inside the top 10 for that extra $100 bonus.
Once again, I think we're going to take just a minute. We'll be back in just a little while. Okay.
All right, a couple Arkansas boys up here. The touring guys leading this one. Nathan Mays, Kyle Schmidt. Schmidt has chose to start on the outside on this restart. Chad Batter's actually 3rd. Starts inside. Here we go. 3 to go. Nathan Mays, Kyle Schmidt, Chad Batter, Chad Lyle, your top 4. Here comes Kurt Rockers now. Rockers trying to make his way to the top 5. Townsend in 6th. Tim Setzer now back to 7th. We got a challenge for the lead here, Mike, with a couple laps to go. Chad Lyle trying to come back to life at that number 96 driver out of Oak Grove, Missouri. Makes his way back to that 2nd spot. Looking for the white flag this time around with Nathan Mays as your leader. Kyle Schmidt in 2nd, Chad Lyle 3rd as a white flag flies. 1 more lap to go. Townsend in 4th, Batter 5th, Setzer 6th, Rockers in that 7th spot. Johnny Finderwald 8th, Dustin Boney challenge right there. Terry Schultz back inside the top 10. Final corner, final lap. Off of corner number 4 out of Arkansas, and the number 15, Nathan Mays takes the win. Kyle Schmidt 2nd, Lyle 3rd, Batter 4th, Townsend 5th. Looks like Tim Setzer in 6th. Kurt Racker 7th, Johnny Finderwald in 8th, Dustin Boney 9th, and Terry Schultz, your unofficial top 10, as Nathan Mays takes his first ever Comp Cam's SMP 30-lap main event tonight here at Valley Speedway.
All I can say is what a tremendous run by this young guy, and the competition level that was here tonight. All I can say is he deserves every credit that he can get for this win, because we know the talent of our local guys. For them to come in here and do that on a strange track, you got to hand it to the guy.
I'll tell you what, I thought one of our locals was going to get it done here tonight. Lyle looked strong, Setzer led early. Chad Batter led a lot of this race, but I'll tell you what, Springdale, Arkansas driver and the number 15, Nathan Mays, takes home the win. Kyle Schmidt, another touring guy in that 2nd spot. Chad Lyle, a heck of a drive there in that 3rd spot in the number 96.
Tremendous race. I hope they come back.
I do too. A great crowd here tonight. Congratulations to Dennis and all the crew. They did a great job to get this one in. Made it to that curfew here tonight. And I tell you what, everybody was a little nervous about that here tonight, but we got her in.
I think they were. Well, folks, I think that's just about going to wrap it up for the Racing Series SMP Modifieds here at Valley Speedway on a Wednesday night. Sam, once again, thank you for doing the call on the race.
Always a pleasure to do this with you, Mike. It's a great fun.
All I can say is, man, I'd pay money to come see this again.
And just watch it on YouTube now. Thank you, Mike.
The winner here tonight at Valley Speedway for the SMP Modifieds, Kyle Schmidt. Kyle, I know this is not the way you want to do this, because I've seen you over there talking to Mays already, and you feel bad about what happened, but man, you are the winner.
Yeah, I mean, I really do feel bad for Nathan Mays. You know, I mean, we're both in the Northwest Arkansas area, and first time here for both of us at this track. And you know, he ran a good race, and he was clearly the winner, but he just failed to go way in first, and that costed him. And like you said, I really hate to get a win this way. By all means, you know, I still think he's the winner in my book. You know, but for the both of us, we both ran a good race first time here out of 40-something competitors. It was fun, a lot of fun.
I was going to say, SMP, you guys come back, have 3 losses with the area drivers. You guys come back and win this one. In fact, finish actually 1-2, but of course he gets disqualified for not going to the scales. But good showing for you guys.
Yes, it was for both of us, you know. I mean, heck, even Hughes chassis at that. I mean, 1 and 2, that was pretty good. Our car was handling really good, you know. We just had to keep the momentum up on the top side. Motor in the car is not really lightweight, so it can't handle coming off the corners on the bottom, so we had to keep the momentum around the top and pass people there as we could, and the top started slicking off, so people were still running up there, and I dropped down to the middle where there was still a little grip and better momentum. Therefore I was able to get around the people on the inside and the outside, so it worked out. You know, I think 9th to 1st, so that works.
Say both you guys came up pretty far. He came up from 15th, you come up from 9th, so a good run for both of you, but looks like you had to just use a lot of patience, just kind of stay in there and run where you thought you needed to run.
Exactly, that's what it was the patience, you know. Just like you said earlier, patience pays off, and that's what they said at the start of the race. They said 30 laps, patience pays off, guys. You can't win the race on the first lap, and I stuck with that the whole race. Just, you know, kept taking deep breaths and just coasted around the track, you know. I was on cruise control, so it was fun.
Okay, once again, your winner from Farmington, Arkansas, Northwest Arkansas, down there where I love to go, down there around the river that I love to catch all the smallmouth in. Right now I can't think of the name of it. No, up in southern Missouri, but anyway, love going down there. Kyle Schmidt, guys. Great run, Kyle.
Thank you. I appreciate it, and I'd like to give a special thanks to my sponsors, Bass Pro, Bryke Racing, Brady Plumbing, Western Concrete Pump, and Grubbs Bar and Grill. I appreciate it. Couldn't do it without y'all.
Way to go.